Hello, vinyl community. This is a package, and this is a cat. Let's talk about records. So, I'm trying to do these things kind of on a weekly basis, but I just have so many records in my life that I figured I'd do a midweek unboxing of something that came in the mail to me from my friends at Notes and Bolts in Chicago. If you haven't heard of Notes and Bolts, they are a podcast slash record label, and they put out records on really kind of cool formats. Like they do a lot of tapes, they do a lot of 7 inches, they do a lot of they just did a floppy disk. And one of the things that they do is they do these lathe cut 7 inches, which I am about to unbox right now with the aid of my trusty utility knife. So, if you don't know about lathe cut 7 inches, the story with those is that when you have a normal record, you get a master cut, and then they make a mold, and then they use the mold to press all these records, which is how you get vinyl records. But with lathe cut, basically what they do is they take a record lathe and they just cut the groove right into the record. They plug in whatever audio they want to plug in and just cut it in there. And so in theory, it can be kind of a unique thing. It can be a total one-off, and the ones that they do are indeed very limited. So, I mean, they're, a record, and they're also a really unique piece of art. And so if I pull this one out here, it is a lathe cut 7-inch from my friends Disappears and from my other friends Notes and Bolts. And you can kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but we'll get a good picture later. But my name's on it. I have number 52 of 100. And it doesn't get any more limited than this, particularly because they only sell them for about a week, and I think they usually limit them to 100. And they put your name on them, so you could, I guess, sell them, but then someone else would have your record, and they would know that you sold the one that they sent to you. And it wasn't very expensive either. With shipping, it was about $10, so I would highly, highly recommend picking one of these up. But this is sort of part of the spring of Disappears. I showed another EP that they put out in Belgium in a video that did not make it to YouTube that had an etching on one side, so they put that one out. They put this guy out, and they also have an EP out domestically that is much easier to get than the other two, which you should totally get because they're awesome. And they're also kind of friends of mine, and I've done a lot of work with them. So there's some of my work on their website, on their YouTube page as well, if you want to check that out. I wanted to put this on the turntable and do a needle drop for you just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. And it's 2 tracks, one of which is very short. The other one is a little bit longer. And I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a really kind of unique thing. It's just a piece of plexi with a groove cut in it, which is pretty neat. I'm going to toss up the Notes and Bolts website to show you some of the other stuff that they have and the continuation of this series. And I highly encourage you to hook yourself up with some of these lathe cut 7-inches because they're very cool. And they also have floppy disks and tapes and flexis and all kinds of other cool formats. So they're pretty much one of the hottest things coming out of Chicago right now. So you should pay attention to what they do. So I guess right now, let's drop this on the turntable and kind of take a listen and see what's going on. Had some of Disappear's other tracks on in the background right now, but this is going to be the 7-inch. And so let's drop the needle and have a listen. Yeah, so neat. Lathe cut 7-inch from the fine folks at Notes and Bolts and Disappears. I suggest you hook up with Notes and Bolts for their subsequent lathe cut releases, and they also put out tapes and 7-inch or tapes and 7-inches and flexies and all kinds of other cool stuff. That's all worth getting. I know I'm probably going to get more of these lathe cut pieces as they come out. And until next time, peace, love, and rock and roll.